Hi, Maya. How are
Hi,
you?
good. How are you, Natasha?
Good. Your hair looks so great today.
Well, I figured I have to do something to make it somewhat presentable because I'm talking to you.
Oh,
So
you're so sweet. It's been so long.
I know I miss you. I look forward to seeing you when the time comes.
Oh, me too. Can't
Yeah.
wait.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really excited to learn from you. And thanks to everyone who's joined us so far. Um, I was thinking, how do I introduce you? There are so many ways. This is Natasha LaDrew, amazing human, mother, business owner, owner of Babe Box Salon. And how else would you like to be introduced?
Oh gosh, that's a lot. Yeah, no, all of that. Yeah, I've been a hairstylist for 22 years now. Oh my God, it feels so strange to say that. That's when I start feeling old is when I say that. But yeah, it's been a long time. So all of the above. Yeah.
Amazing. And I really, a couple years ago, I started this journey into looking into my skin and how to care for my skin and develop this morning routine and this evening routine. And it's just occurred to me, I don't know why, maybe because pre-pandemic, you took such good care of my hair, but it just occurred to me, I need to be doing the same thing with my hair, but where do I start? And I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much for taking the time to teach me. And I figure we might as well just jump right into it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So,
Yeah, for sure.
so a lot changes in our 40s, internally, externally. So what happens to our hair in our 40s and as we age?
So actually, hair aging starts, believe it or not, in your 20s.
Wow.
Yeah, so starting in our mid 20s and 30s is when the process starts, and it all starts at our roots. So hair as it grows from our head is actually dead. So whatever happens down here is only what we give it. All of the actual health of our hair comes from our scalp, so it's internal, and scalp health is most important. Um, so as we age, we lose melanin, which takes away the coloring from our hair. That's when we start to see gray come in. That's when we start to see the hair become thinner and more wiry and coarse. Yeah, so we really have to concentrate on the scalp health and our health internally. So our supplements, some supplements that I always recommend to my clients are vitamin D, B12. Oh my gosh, what else? Iron, zinc, niacin. I don't even know how to say this one, but selenium. Those are great for internally helping our hair to be stronger and to grow healthier. Yeah, scalp health is so important though. Like when we really think about it, we think that from our 20s we take care of our skin. We wash our face with the gentle cleansers. We tone our face. We then add a night cream or a day cream and an eye cream. And what do we do to our hair, right? We might put a mask on once a week, but that's it,
Yeah.
right? And we probably really think about the ingredients that we're putting on our face, but we don't do the same with our hair.
Absolutely. And
right?
so interesting you mentioned scalp health because nobody talks about that, and it's not sort of what's marketed at the grocery store that when you're going down the product aisle. So I wanted to learn more about that. So you talked about the vitamins we can ingest to strengthen our hair at the roots. So what are some of the things we can do to nourish our hair as it ages, especially around the scalp?
Okay, so I've actually been kind of into this for the last little while. Kind of, I guess after I had my last baby, I really got into what we're using in our products. And then even as we age, I've read a couple books now on hormones and how all these different products are affecting our hormones. And, going into your 40s, we don't want to mess around with those. So I've been really cautious and careful of what products I'm purchasing and what the ingredients are on the back. Mm-hmm. Some ingredients that we want to avoid are definitely sulfates. Sulfates are extremely drying. So when you're using a shampoo that has a sulfate in it, it's definitely really cleansing your scalp, but it's taking away too much and it's stripping the scalp. So we don't want to strip the scalp of the natural oils, just like we don't want to strip our face of its natural oil. We want those to be there. So we just want to gently cleanse it and then keep that, the sebaceous gland. We want to keep that oil, that natural oil. So actually making sure that you're getting a plant-derived sulfate. So coconut-derived sulfates are amazing, super gentle. And there's so many benefits to coconut oil. So so definitely sulfate-free. You want to avoid DEA, benzene, alcohol, formaldehyde. Sorry, I have a little one in the background. That's my mom job.
Yeah. I'm
so
my bathroom.
Good.
My door's locked. I'm the quietest place in the house. So I'm totally
I had to sit mine in front of the TV. So Dad's working. So this is my getaway. So where was I? We're talking about ingredients. So actually, one of the big things that I found out recently was when you're looking at your ingredients, and we're obviously trying to avoid all these big names: benzene, DEA, TEA, formaldehyde, alcohol, mineral oil and petroleum, parabens, phthalates. Like there's so many. I can send you a list. But also, we actually really want to avoid anything that says perfume or fragrance, because it's actually a way that companies can sneak in all the ingredients that we don't want, because the term fragrance is actually trademarked. So they can put anything that we don't want in our product in there. So, right? So you don't want that. And then one of my big things recently is to eliminate plastic, because even if we're not getting any of those chemicals in our product, if we're using an all natural product, we're actually, if your shampoo is in a plastic bottle, all of the chemicals from the plastic bottle are actually being absorbed into the shampoo and then being absorbed into our skin. So, and that's one of the big things that will mess with our hormones is the chemical in the plastic. So I've been really trying solid shampoo bars, and all natural solid shampoo bars. It is amazing. And it's so exciting because you're helping the environment, you're eliminating the plastic that we're putting in our landfills, and you're using a completely natural product that has none of those chemicals, all plant derived, lots of essential oils. And you're getting the best of the product because they're not using all the fillers and the water inside of the product. So super exciting.
That is really exciting. I would love to try something like that, because just like you say, with our household products, like you said, when my son was born, we sort of went on this sustainability journey to make sure that there are as few toxins around us as possible. But then there's also that notion of, okay, even if the products themselves are healthy, what do they come in, and what's the footprint or life cycle of the product as well. So yeah, bars sound really, so shampoo bars, conditioning bars.
You can get everything. Like I'm actually about to launch my own product line, and I'm super excited. So I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but I'm kind of hinting towards it. You can even get hair masks that are package free. Super exciting. So we can talk about that another time, but definitely want to have no chemical, as little chemical as possible. You want it to be as natural as possible. There are so many essential oils that you can use that are so good for scalp health. I have a little list here, actually. I'll share a couple that are my favorites. So actually a really awesome one is rosemary oil. Rosemary oil is actually, so there's a product in Rogaine called minoxidil, and rosemary oil is actually proven to help hair growth just as much as minoxidil, and it's natural. So if you're somebody who's losing your hair and you're using Rogaine, try something with rosemary oil instead, Lavender oil is good for generating new skin cells and can aid hair in growth, has antibacterial properties. So, you can find all this stuff online, but all these natural oils can be so much better for you than the stuff that we're using. And you would be surprised, you think a shampoo bar and you wonder, okay, it's all natural, but when you actually use it, the results are amazing. Like I used mine yesterday and my hair is so shiny and soft and healthy.
Mm.
And the more you use it, the better scalp health, the better hair, right?
Amazing. Yeah, your hair looks really lustrous.
Thanks.
Shiny and healthy. And so along those lines, so that's so interesting. So if you were to get, it sounds like the best way would be to have these nourishing ingredients in the bar. But in the meantime, if somebody had rosemary oil, or is there something you'd recommend for, like, we've come out of a really long winter in Toronto and a really dry winter. Is there something for dry scalp or flaky scalp?
Well, actually, you can actually mix any of these oils. So there are a lot of oils that are good for scalp. Like tea tree oil is a good one for scalp. You can mix it into a little bit of shea butter and literally apply it onto your scalp and leave it for 5, 10, 15 minutes and then rinse it off. Amazing. And it's not going to be heavy. You think oils, you think they're going to be heavy, but they're not. They're very gentle. And you'll see the difference in your scalp. It's going to moisturize your scalp, not be heavy, give you shiny, healthy hair, everything.
Amazing. Thank you for that. That's really helpful. And just to what you were saying before, I'm just looking here at the questions because I have so many questions. So we talked about things to avoid in products and you talked about the list of things to avoid, because if you're walking down the product aisle, it can be really overwhelming. It's hard to know what to look for and what to avoid. So we talked a bit about what to avoid, and then you talked a bit about what to look for. Is there anything else when we're at the grocery store or wherever we go that we should be emphasizing and making sure we have in our products?
I mean, I would just really make sure to check the back of the product. The smaller the ingredient list, the better. And as natural as possible. Mm-hmm. I do have some tips though for hair that has been weakened or thin and is now coarse and wiry. And there are lots of masks that you can use. One that I have been using off and on is it's by Biotop. It's a quinoa 911, so it's a strengthening mask. You can get it at most hair salons. I'm not sure if you can get it at the drugstore. Mm-hmm. But you can use a mask like that. It's more natural. Put it on 5-10 minutes and it's going to help moisturize it. I would avoid wearing the hair in tight ponytails, tight elastics. I mean, scrunchies are back. Use a scrunchie. Use a loose, gentle elastic. I would avoid heat styling. So that's actually one thing that you can purchase would be some sort of a heat protector spray, which is basically just a spray oil. Spray it on your hair before you do any heat styling. I mean, we all have hair that we want to make look better. So we do want to use heat stylers to make it look smoother, but we can reassess our tools and we can reassess the products that we're using. So put a little bit of oil on before you use a heat tool. So a heat protectant shine spray, a nice natural oil that you can get at the store. Spray that on before flat ironing. I would actually even recommend getting away from the flat iron. There's actually a product by L'Oreal and it's called Steam Pod. So it actually works. It does this. It gives the same effect, almost better than a flat iron, but it's done with steam.
Okay.
It's a beautiful tool. So instead of get rid of your flat iron and use a Steam Pod. Mm-hmm. I would limit our uses of bleach. I know all of us want to get highlights, and right now we are limiting our use of bleaches, but once the hair starts to become brittle, you want to be very careful. And if you are going to the hair salon to get highlights, you want to get something like Smart Bond put into your product, which strengthens your hair as it's taking out the color. So that would be awesome to use if you are going to bleach your hair. If you are someone though who has coarser hair, you might want to look into coloring it. Color actually will smooth the hair and make it look a bit more youthful. We can use permanent hair colors, and permanent hair colors have come a long way since permanent hair coloring began. Mm-hmm. And there are more natural versions and ammonia-free versions now that will take away the gray and smooth the hair and make it look more youthful. Mm-hmm. Mild shampoos. Make sure your shampoo has a nice low pH level. So shampoo, our body is a pH level of a 4 and a 5. So we want to stay within that range, but a lot of shampoos are a lot higher. So if you are not getting a natural shampoo, at least make sure that the pH level is below a 6, and that'll help keep it more of a gentle cleanse versus a really harsh cleanse. Yeah. Oh my God, I have so many things I could tell you about. Natural bristle brush. Like if you have a brush like this that has more of a natural bristle, it actually helps with the sebum production. So you can brush your hair from the root to the tip with it, and it's helping to produce your natural oils. And then you're taking your oils from your root and you're pulling it down through the ends to get the oils through the ends. So that's another little, right?
Yeah, there's so much that I could be doing that I'm not doing right now. I'm sort of, as we're talking, I'm hiding my straightening iron, the brush from me. But so I guess if I had to sort of think about sort of starting at the beginning just to create a healthy routine, like how many times a week should I wash my hair? And how many times a week would you suggest doing something for scalp health and then for actually the rest of the hair?
So depending what you're using for your product, like now that I'm using the natural shampoos that I'm using, I find I have to wash my hair less often. So it doesn't become as greasy because my sebum production has evened out because I'm not stripping the hair. So I'm not taking away all the natural oils. So you should have to shampoo less. So I'm shampooing my hair only twice a week. You don't want to wash more than that. We don't want to take away the oils. So I wouldn't shampoo more than twice a week. Once a week, usually on Friday night, I'll do an oil treatment and I'll literally put it all over my scalp and I'll pull it through the ends. I'll put my hair up in a little bun and go to sleep with it. Sleep with a satin pillowcase so my hair glides. So once a week I would do the treatment and that's it.
So that would be the treatment of sort of the tea tree. Let's say, for example, if I were to try the tea tree oil and the shea butter, take some of it, put it all over, put it up in a scrunchie and leave it.
Go to bed. Yeah, totally. Wash it out. Actually, one other thing you could do with that, which we don't really talk about either, is, we massage our face. Why not our scalp? Because that would help bring the oils to the scalp and really promote healthy growth because you're bringing the blood to the surface. So you can look it up online, but there are ways to massage your scalp. You can get I don't know how to say this properly. Is it geisha comb? So you can get a jade comb and you can actually massage like all the way around the front of your head a couple times, through the middle, and then through the back. And that would help to promote healthy hair growth as well and healthy scalp.
Just made me reminisce to the days where I could actually see you in person, and then that head massage near the end was always my favorite.
Right?
Yeah. I gotta get my husband to do that once.
There you go. Pay your children, $2, massage mommy's scalp.
I like that. That's a great idea. Is there anything else you feel people should know about healthcare, especially hair care, hair care as we age?
I mean, like I said, my biggest thing is just to go more natural. So up until now, I have been using my Monat products, which are natural. But I've been in the last 6 months using the bars, so trying something different. But try to stick to natural. Try to wash less. Keep a low pH balance. Little massage here and there. Yeah, and internally. Sorry. Yeah.
I'll revisit my vitamins and think about what else I can add in there. Well, thank you also for hinting at what's coming down the line. I'd love to have you back if you want. When
Sure.
We can learn more. And if you need a guinea pig.
Okay, sounds great. It was so good to see you and spend the morning with you. Hope we gave you some tips that maybe you could try and everyone can try.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Enjoy the day.
Bye, Maya. Bye.